The sweet sound of the anthems dispensed within the Avchala Stadium. Luis Fernandez, assisted by Eki Fanlo and Daniel Perez today, in the middle in round one. So the Georgian force, the meme machine, Francisco, as you described them in your preview, coming towards today. They are as mean as ever, if not quite at full strength. There's a few players on the bench, David Niniashvili, for example, who isn't getting a starting role. Here's Luka Makava, the man who has ice in his veins, deadly with the boots, and his attacking, constructive play has won him so many plaudits in recent years as well. For Georgia, for the Black Lion, he's at 10. 9-10 combination today sees Skela Afrasidze, the Perpignan 9, get a start ahead of Vasil Lobzanidze, the captain. Talented half-back pairing. They'll be pulling all sorts of strings today. Crampons and ice picks at the ready. Switzerland are climbing the rugby mountain again. It's after 2 seasons at the Rugby Europe Trophy. They're in the championship now, and they are at the home of the 7-time champions. So Switzerland in the blue, Georgia in the red. And Georgia get the ball back right from kickoff. 4 debutants in this team, but they're going to an old stager here. Here's Aka Tabutsadze. He's away already. Ball back inside. The tackling was desperate, and it was desperately good in the end. Tabutsadze thwarted after 30 seconds. But this was, Francisco, another sign of just how quickly they can attack you.
Yeah, especially with Ivanashvili. He's a beautiful ball jackler, and well, because of the turnover, they almost scored a try in the first minute of the game. So this is how deadly and lethal Georgia can be in a rugby pitch, and it doesn't matter if Niniashvili or Lobzanidze are out; they are still the same team.
And year on year, we see ever more Georgian flags flying, ever more numbers at the Avchala Stadium. It's a fantastic day to open up the championship in Tbilisi for Georgia. And the line-out drills are good. Hooker today is Kortadze. No Shalva Mamukashvili, who's been playing for the Black Lion this season. It's Kortadze with the start at the national level.
Playing the 9 by Black 8.
Protection from Luis Fernandez, of course, for the 9, Skela Afrasidze.
3, open please, thank you.
Matt Carver's 4th test start for Georgia of the season. Follows on from his 14 starts in 15 tests last season. Line-out disrupted well. So Switzerland's set-piece defence holding firm, Francisco, early on from the line-out, but this scrum will no doubt be an even sterner stress test of the set-piece.
Yeah, no doubt. They have to quickly put the ball out back and play it and kick it out, whatever. But see, the new laws in the game that if you don't jump and the ball is cued, the other team can still play on. Switzerland jumped, caught the ball, disrupted minimally to destroy a possibly try incoming from Georgia by a Mo.
Swiss scrum does creak. Georgia don't get it back though from the ball going in. Switzerland with a nifty exit here. It's charged down, but it's going to be gathered by Switzerland. Let's have a look here. Under all sorts of pressure. Switzerland, first part was excellent in terms of breaking away from the scrum. Let's listen in.
Grounded by red, but can we please check the grounding? Thank you. Time is off. We're checking it.
Run forward from Surreal Lin. That part was excellent from the 8. Oh yeah, it's there. It's there all right for Georgia.
I want to see another angle. Here's a try because Gelapratisi touched the ball, but just before it seemed that Swiss number 2, the hooker, touched the ball on the ground. Let's see here. I know. It's a try.
Yep. Yep.
Aplasidze just getting there ahead of his hooker, Kortadze. So this will be the first score of the afternoon for Georgia.
Okay, thank you. Try. Yeah.
It's one where the pressure has squeezed Switzerland to the point where there were no options left for them.
10.
And Aplasidze profited. And we've got a feel really for Kortadze, Francisco. All the hard work in charging him down from the hooker, and then he's just a half a second late to score the points.
It should count as a try assist, though. I know he wants to try on his debut, which would be great, but it's a try assist and a great block at it. I feel for Switzerland because they did so well to get the ball out of the scrum, and Cyril Lin came so strong on the carry. They should just have more calm and more peaceful, taking the ball out of the ruck to give more time for the kicker to put the ball out. But they try to speed up things and allow Georgia to quickly block the ball and score a try.
Georgian flags have only just been put down after the anthems, and they're being required again. Good start for Georgia, as we would have expected, that type of strong start. Switzerland holding firm for a while, but the pressure on their set piece, all too much. Plenty of space here to work with. Back with the fullback, Vincent. Jolin Vincent, the Stade Metropolitain player, wanted to use Cyril Lin, his captain, the 40-year-old, number 8 for Switzerland. What a moment in his career to have led his team to this point, to this stage, and to be then still the central figure in the pack at 8. But Georgia spreading it again and looking for holes in the Swiss defence. It's closed up. Aplasidze getting things moving again. 27 years of age, the scrum half in a red scrum hat. Matt Carver around the back. Gaps opening up here right through the middle. This is for Kahoidze. Matt Carver onto the 8 today for Georgia, Ivanishvili, before he ships it on. Low body angles from Tim Folkley making the tackle in Switzerland ranks. Matt Carver has to reach for it. Not a great pass to Kortadze. Now Matt Carver at more speed, slips it onto the line. Lovely break from Sanginadze, the captain, but Tabotsadze just couldn't drag it under his spell. But Georgia cutting all sorts of dangerous shapes for Switzerland right now.
Yeah, pretty impressive, this ball here. The first pass from Matt Carver wasn't that great, but this one was well played. Everything was set. It seems the team is denying Tabotsadze an early try because he wants to still go high in that try scorers list overall. So, but great move.
Switzerland with more time to think and plan an exit, and that does make distance. Bounce over the top of the fullback, Papunashvili on debut. Pass it on to his fellow debutants in the back 3 in Shalva Absaudi. Here he is, Dashi Papunashvili. Good hitch kick from the fullback, and there was Absaudi arriving at speed. Black Lion player, the number 11. Most of Georgia's team playing in France, but
The line is for you
a
guys.
very good number. Playing for Black Lion in the Rugby Europe Super Cup and then the Challenge Cup. It's almost a 50-50 split in the squad, ever so slightly weighted more
There is a clear contact.
in the favour of
Yeah.
players playing in
You
France.
take him on the outside shoulder, yeah? Captain, right now, scrum. Scrum. Straight.
And this is what Georgia do to every nation in this division, is make life at the set piece so hard.
Yeah, they like to bully teams on the line out and scrum or the maul, whatever platform they can try to pressure the other team to like what happened in the first try in the ruck. They were heavily pressuring the other team. And look, right now they got the ball back. They just need to be more efficient while passing it, and they'll get more tries today.
Yeah, a couple of handling errors that have thwarted them
Standing
from
up,
having
standing up.
more than just the single try.
Number 2 and then number 6. And then number
Richard
1
Cockrell,
after. Yeah. 2, 1, 6. All of them.
who's at the helm of Georgia these days, says he wants to make the Georgian scrum as feared as it was 5 years ago. He feels that in the last 4 years, the Georgian scrum hasn't had the same bite that it did in the past. Well, no better man to bring back a bite to a scrum, to a line out, to a forward pack than Richard Cockrell. Plenty of personnel changes that he's bringing in as well to the front five in order to do that. And this new look-ish Georgian front five, winning this line out. One of the new men, Kortadze, has had a very good start to his international career for Georgia. The hooker, Matt Carver. Aprasidze. Here is the fly half, Papunashvili. Not an easy task for him today, making his debut with David Niniashvili on the bench. He's made a good fist of things so far. Japoridze, the Montpellier prop.
You are an advantage, Red. Not rolling.
Playing with an advantage. Matt Carver looks to pull a different lever on the fruit machine. Goes himself this time. Babunashvili.
New advantage, not rolling black.
Switzerland having to go to the well early on in this defensive set, and they'll be pulled every which way again here. Lurking on the right wing
No advantage.
was Zab Saudi. He didn't get the ball.
No advantage. We go back to the advantage.
A couple of advantages against Switzerland, but just to hold firm in that kind of pressure scenario, Francisco, is impressive for Switzerland.
Okay.
Yes, it is, and it started with destroying the Georgian maul. Tim Voeckli was perfect in just going through the maul and finally getting his hands on Irakli Kortadze, and after that he brought it down. Unfortunately, then they have to roll quicker from the ground, because if they start to multiply the penalties, yellow cards coming in, and Georgia after some time will just tire them and go back to the try area. That's a problem, and Georgia now is going to try for the maul, because until they score a try from the maul, they are not going to leave it alone. They want to, because it's a show of strength on their
With the
part.
first one, please.
Kortadze wants to begin the next show of strength. This goes over. Switzerland might claim it back. They do. And there's space here. Might be 90 meters away, but they're going to go from deep. Nicely done on the outside. Worked into the hands of Luca Heinrich, a Rugby Genève player. That's a good line too, from Nicolas Moustis.
Step back, step back.
11 minutes into life in the Rugby Europe Championship, and Switzerland are raising their game already.
5 red offside.
There's been a couple of punches landed by Georgia. Only one scoring points, but Francisco, it feels almost just in the way they're taking contact now, they've shaken off. They've shaken off the Rugby Europe trophy style of play, and they're now in championship mode. you have to be more physical. You have to take on Georgia physically and make big collisions. And Nicolas Moustis with that last carry did exactly that.
There you go.
Yes, and you have to take the risks. Look, this pass he did inside their try area in the 22, trying to play with the ball without kicking it. It's what they need to do against Georgia because it will put Georgia in on the counterweight. It's smart thinking from Switzerland.
I got this.
Perrault, the scrum half, that's an excellent line too. Off the floor, Switzerland breaking Georgia's defensive alignment up for the first time. Here's Porsche, chips this over, lovely crossfield kick, taken well by Heinrich. Switzerland showing why they've qualified for this level and that they deserve to be here. Beautiful passage of play from all concerned. This is Vial. Perrault again, chipped over to the other side this time. Georgia forced to turn, and turn they do well with that Sauri who clears his lines. And all of a sudden, the Edelweiss in bloom in Tbilisi. It was beautiful rugby.
It's what I told you. Risks, take your risks, because against Georgia, it's going to be always a very difficult task if you just go for contact and physicality. If you try pop an offload, try to do a back pass, or try to find out other options, you'll put them on the back foot. It's what Switzerland did.
Cortadze's throw, a good one, and the front five follow up. This front five, by the way, entirely refreshed from the team which started the last match at the World Cup for Georgia in France. That's how many changes Richard Cockrell has managed to bring in, moving on the old guard, ushering in a new forward era for Georgia. Matt Carver, a man who was prominent at the World Cup for Georgia and very much the man in the 10 jersey is again under this new regime. Maxime Luçon with the line out. Good line out too, taken by Sean. Transition to the waiting runners, not slick though, so the captain Lin couldn't get any momentum forward. Counter ruck comes through from Georgia.
You are in the mall, in the rack, sorry, you cannot play the 9. Look forward. You are inside the rack. For me, you are inside the rack, you cannot play the 9. Then there is a knock on from red.
Well, see, this is the problem. If Switzerland takes too much time doing a pass from the ruck or getting the ball out of the maul, Georgia will take it as a chance to put pressure. They did this. The problem with Georgia is trying to speed up too much the ball in the back line to try scoring tries or going to just direct it to contact. They have to fly. Let Matkava open his wings and create something special.
Stay in the middle.
Matt Carver missed out here, straight into Kahoidze's hands. Now the back line go to work. The drive forward for the line is good, and Georgia from the set piece strike. And Switzerland sliced apart.
Make it very, no, I explain you. Make it very clear. I show you.
And they made ground so easily here.
Then you have to go clearly behind, be on play again, and then you can come up.
What a carry. He just drags two players to ground the ball, and great pass from Papunashvili. Matkava was on the back, so it wasn't a special move. This is a new move brought by Richie Cockrell. So the number 10 goes out. Number 50, the fullback is the one who gets the ball and then tries to play the center. If the center can score a try or do the line break, they'll have the 10 to play again for Akaki Tabutsatse. This is to help the bullet get to the try line, because it's Kakako Doize who got it today.
So Georgi Kefaladze, 63rd cap today. in the end, scoring that try. But movement that Switzerland just didn't see coming. 14 points to nil in Tbilisi. Carry from Luka Ivanishvili. Beka Gorgadze, by the way, playing for his club in France, Po, this weekend. Georgia running things from deep. Now Tabutsadze has space. Cuts in, keeps it alive. Beautifully done to Papunashvili. Afrasidze on the spot. Pass is a poor one. Kefaladze has to tidy up. And he'll chase his own kick here. Heinrich steps, goes back down the blind side, finds some space there, but Tabutsadze waiting with Sanginadze. And they look to rob the Swiss winger for his lunch money. And they do just that. Everyone piling in. And poor Luca Heinrich is taught a lesson about going down blind alleys in Tbilisi.
If you go in one-on-one against Georgia, you're going to lose arm wrestle. You can't. You have to find other ways to get ball out. Lucas Heinrich should have kicked ball far and deep, but because he just went straight to the contact against Akaki Tabutsadze and Beka Saginadze. It's at the end it was impossible to get the ball out, and you can't try to arm wrestle against such cunning team as the Georgians. You have to find other ways and other means to get the ball out.
Bind. Set. Square.
Georgian scrum piles through. Afrasidze doesn't have to play it. He's gone. The scrum half. But called back.
You have to play behind the 8. Yeah. Pushing
Yes, it's
inward.
like that old adage about going to court, Francisco. Always, if you can, settle outside of court. You don't want to leave anything to that kind of scenario. It's the same with Georgia, but in an arm wrestle sense. Just don't get involved in a one-on-one physical confrontation. Do anything to avoid it.
Yes, because they are the kings in Rugby Europe of the physicality front. It's Georgia, and Switzerland was doing well until 5 minutes ago, and now they just fall into the trap of let's try to arm wrestle against Georgia.
But it's not just Rugby Europe teams that would do that. Teams at the World Cup would say, let's not get involved in a Georgian arm wrestle. Here they come again. This lovely lines straight from the line outs. Kahayadze again, eating up the meters. Afrasidze. Swiss alarm bells ringing again. Afrasidze's pass is a good one. Back on the inside, hunting for the try line. Couple of meters short. Lifted off the floor to Japaridze. Sanginadze is the next man to arrive. Looking for the ball here is Nicola Boladze. He's driven back just about by Switzerland. Afrasidze thinks about it himself. This goes to floor, through the legs, it's onto the left-hand corner, and in! Dashi Papunashvili cuts a dash and dives for the line. On debut for Georgia. But he's dragged into touch. The flag was raised. Oh, Dashi. This was beautiful though.
Time off.
Well, it was 2 foot. Both feet out. It's unfortunate, but well done. That pass from Kefaladze. What smart thinking after a loose ball, a loose pass. Sorry. Look at this. Oh.
You okay?
Yeah.
Change?
Unfortunate.
Okay. It's a sub, Mike. It's a sub. Okay, so you can do a sub now, yeah.
Number 14 in the red scrum hat for Georgia is, of course, Akaki Tabutsadze. 41 international tries to his name in all.
Okay. Substitution for
The top scorer in the Rugby Europe Championship last year. But he's being forced to be patient. Chances coming his way, but either with a missed pass or a poor pass, he hasn't quite cut loose.
He doesn't need many chances though. I've seen games with 2 carries and 2 tries from Tavutsate. That's how dangerous he is. And when the ball will find itself in his hands next time, I think it's going to be a try. But let's see if TC commentators curse or not.
Yeah, okay. Good. Okay. He comes in now.
Saw a shot as well of the back row. Becca Shvangiradze, 22-year-old player, plays in France for Lyon. Starts at 7 for Lyon as well, mostly.
Please,
Two Beckers in the back row. Thomas McCarthy already on the field for Switzerland, straight into the action, needing to secure this ball. Georgia look to rip it, and they may well have done just that.
Advantage for red.
Aprasidze. This is Becca Shvangiradze. Still on his feet, Shvangiradze. A metre away, less than that actually. Lifted off the floor again. The Georgian heavyweights looking for this whitewash. And a third score of the first half. Popped off again. Switzerland having to be live to this and then get bodies in the way. But there just aren't enough bodies in Tbilisi right now. It is the big man, Luka Japaridze, who crashes over the line. Number 3 for Georgia. And the forwards feasting on Switzerland around the fringes.
Yeah, it's like you said before, the set piece, when Georgia is just vicious in the set piece. It was a line-out throw-in for Switzerland. They lost the ball, and after that it was pick and go and moving. This is a problem because Georgian forwards just don't go to the contact and stop. They keep trying to drag on and keep going and carrying and running. And guys like Luka Japaridze or Irakli Abtisauri, who's on the bench, are just menaces on that. You have to tackle down and put them down, or they will keep going.
Matt Carver with the extras. And Francisco, you're right. I mean, just tell us about how well regarded both Japaridze is and Abuladze, the 2 prop forwards for Montpellier. The stock they have in French rugby.
Well, it's big for them. It has been one of the secrets to unlock the Georgian potential, and the French love a bit of Georgian players in the team, and Abuladze and Japaridze, and you have so many, Niniashvili. So they have worked them to become superstars at a world scale.
Use it 9. Stay behind.
Yeah, Niniashvili is in the 23 for Georgia today. Maybe we'll see him later on. It looks a little bit like an insurance policy, just in case, to have Niniashvili in the team. May well not be needed at the rate Georgia are going. Switzerland on the ball though, and we've already seen in one terrific flash of style and execution what they're capable of. This might be the second chance for them at this level. Picked up by Perrault, looped over from Porsche. Space here, but not the connection. Surreal Lin picks that up. Simon Perrault. Almost taken. Knocked on in the air though.
Knock on by red. Scrum.
I just don't recognize Gelapratzidze without a cap. Sorry, it's it's so rare of occasion when we see him without a cap, and well, he's without it, he looks like a model. He's one of the best scrum offs in the top 14. I just love seeing him play and how he leads and commands his pack, because you have to be a stern voice to a Georgian pack, or you let them do whatever they want. And that's one of the many skills of Gelapratzidze.
He's on the ball here. Every metre going. Another good shunt from the Georgian 8s. Space opened up here. Tabutzadze sizes up where the space is. Cuts back inside. Here he goes. Aka Tabutsadze weaving spells into Blisi. Wonderful offload. This is a beauty. Tourniquet. Kaioidze dives over. And Georgian flags fluttering in the wind again.
Number 3.
All thanks to Aka, the attacker.
Yeah, sure. I'll look, yeah.
It's look at this bullet. Oh, look the speed. He starts winning and winning. It's impossible to stop him in the speed contest. And then what a bullet of to Tourniquet. What a try. This is the problem nowadays with Georgia. It's not only the pack, it's also the back line. They are just lethal everywhere on the park.
10 seconds now.
And Francisco, it's almost as if Tabutsadze thought, well, usually I'm looking at taking someone on in the wide channels, but that hasn't gone well for me this time. I'm going to cut back in and have some fun.
And it is fun to watch Tabutsadze because his feet move so quickly. It seems they disappear in time, and at the point it seems that the incoming tackler will have a shot to stop him on a speeding contest. I was saying, but it isn't. It's a false hope. He's just an unreal dream for Georgia.
Tackle inside 22. Use it. Still inside.
Aprasidze. Georgia with the wind very much in their sails as this first half encroaches on the half-hour mark. Tabutsadze again, the in and away, this time on the outside. Numbers in the game here for Georgia. Switzerland having to desperately get back. They're in again. Unlocking the key to score in the corner. Matt Carver celebrates.
Eugenio, do you hear me?
We'll have to rewind the tape on this one.
And I also have another doubt. Please check if in the kick the red player was in front. And if that is correct, then please check the grounding. My on-field decision is try.
There's a question in the kick, but again Tabutsadze. It's
A potential offside.
they're gonna check, and yeah, I hope he didn't got injured when he did the kick. You can see it here. After the kick, he stops moving. It's in. It's a try. It was unfortunate for Switzerland. Matt Carver class following the ball, but unfortunate for Switzerland this one.
Yep. Yeah. So try red.
Matt Carver signs off on a 5-pointer.
Thank you, Eugenio. Thank you.
Now, if he gets this, it'll be for 15 points in the match by himself.
Yep.
He scored 30 points in the entirety of the Rugby Europe Championship last year. So he'll be encroaching in already on the halfway mark towards that tally. Beautifully straight. And Tbilisi watching another stunning performance from Luka Matt Carver from the tee. He goes 5 from 5.
Well, Georgia is now just completely on the driver's seat. They're playing beautiful rugby, and I think it's not going to stop from here.
Switzerland, though, sneaking in with Tim Folkley. Well, if this match was being played in Geneva or Lausanne, that would have brought the house down, that try. But call back anyway.
is here, I will shout more. Yeah.
These matches for Switzerland being played on national television. First 3 matches of the campaign. TV deal done in Switzerland for that broadcast. Swiss telecommtators as well. So they are really gathering interest in rugby. And of course, it's a perfect country for that, with German-speaking, French-speaking, Italian-speaking influence as well. Swiss-German, of course, the 4th language. So it's set up to be a country in which rugby can thrive. And this new platform, as hard as it is doing so much for the game. And Switzerland keep coming. Laszlo Sean. Counter ruck, though, is demonic from Georgia. They sense opportunity every breakdown, Francisco.
They're pressuring the ruck constantly. And now they just didn't get the ball because Japanese cannot go from an illegal point to fetch the ball. But you see, if Switzerland plays too slow, it just welcomes Georgia to fight and contest the ruck or the maul or the line out, whatever you want. They won't stop working. And look, I've been following Georgia for a long time, and they won't stop. They just want to score more points, and they are happy with their game at the moment. Let's see if Switzerland can score a try. I would love to, because it will be big in this game.
Taken by Perrault. Porsche goes himself. Excellent field position this for Switzerland. They sense that opportunity too. Perrault back to the blind side. Pop back inside to McCarthy. Get it out any which way is the message. Cyril Lin. Here's Perrault. Sean plays his rugby for Navan, making his debut at international level for Switzerland. Well laid back. This is flipped over to Vincent.
No advantage. We go back to the penalty. Yeah. High tackle. And then
really stretching Georgia and forcing the penalty from them. So Chachinidze penalised. Take 2 for Switzerland.
You are perfect there. Thank you. Guys,
well, when Switzerland's Tim Folkley was talking about this match and wanting to make his rivals sweat and wanting to ensure that Georgia remember the day they faced Switzerland in their first ever Rugby Europe Championship match as much as Switzerland remember it, it's moments like this that they have to get right in order to do that. To sting the Georgians here before half-time, when it's been one-way traffic, would be a statement of their own resolution.
Yes. Time back on. No contest.
To the back they go with McCarthy.
Advantage.
First part is done well.
You are early.
Vincent Viel lending his sizable frame to this, the tight head. Georgian hands trying to pinch the ball in the thick of it. Lusson does his best to claim it. Now it's with Vial. He's wrestled backwards. Georgia defending this line feverishly. Here's Porsche, chipped over the top. This could go anywhere. Georgia have it. And put down by Ketheladze. But penalty number 3, and these might start adding up. No cards threatened yet, though, from Luis Fernandez. It won't be long, though, Francisco, if that continues.
I think if Switzerland gets a driving maul and starts to go forwards and Georgia keeps doing these illegal takes on the maul, it's going to be a yellow card and possibly a try. A penalty try, sorry.
Jay Galina, the target this time, the blind side. More conservative defence from Georgia this time. Not trying to pile right through. Here come Switzerland and Lin. Just for a second, the ball was exposed. But it's back for Perrault. Lusson. Folkley. Now he's in a contest to keep that. Lin, 40 years of age, the number 8 for Switzerland. Picks up. Knows where the support is. It's good organisation from Olivier Nier's men amidst the thick of battle. But they've lost it. Georgia are going to run away.
There is a knock on by red. It's a scrum for black. Knock on red.
Well, they didn't give the penalty away, Georgia, but the knock on instead gives Switzerland another good set piece. One of these set piece moments might be about to pay off, and if it does, it won't raise the roof in Avchala, given how far we are from Switzerland, but there's a pocket of Swiss fans who are here, who have made the journey, who will do their level best to try, if the score is made.
Yeah, it will be big for them and it will be big for the fans. I think Switzerland can score a try if they are a little bit more unpredictable. Because if they see Lin trying to do a new maul from the ruck, and okay, but they almost lost the ball, and with that idea, just try to, a loose pass somewhere, try to find other options, because Georgia is waiting for the maul contest and the physical contest. What they're not expecting is a quick pass from a hooker to a wing or something like that. I know Switzerland now has the ball for like 6 minutes, which is great against a team like Georgia, but now it's the right time to strike and score their first ever try in the Rugby Europe Championship in such a special stadium that not many teams score tries here in the Afral Stadium, in Tbilisi, not many teams, so they have a great option to do that now, an opportunity.
I've seen plenty of scrums of Switzerland going backwards so far today, but right now they need one to hold. Perrault will feed in. Blindside winger Cyril Flukinger to the right-hand side of this scrum. Lin needs to pick this up, and does. The number 8 peels away, gets it to Flukinger. Folkley turns to pop it on. Vial was there. Georgia try and spoil this, and they've pinched it. Superb timing from Babunashvili. Switzerland's promising 2 phases there, ends with a turnover. Aprasidze to Makava. Makava deep, but there's 30 metres here to work with for Switzerland. Now Georgia bring in the reinforcements. It's a nice straightener from Dons, the Stade Lausanne player. Perrault. He's had a good game in the first half. Simon Perrault made the most of the possession that Switzerland have had. Porsche decides that it has to be the boot, but Tabutsadze fields it. Now Papunashvili. They realign quickly, Georgia. And Sanginadze gets those legs pumping, the captain. He's had it pinched off him. What a statement that is on the captain of Georgia, dispossessed unceremoniously. Luca Heinrich keeps it in. And McCarthy puts his head down. Slightly more disorganised defence now for the Swiss to attack, but there's always the jackal threat, and Ivanashvili has got that, and he's not letting go.
Perfect poaching. It's the second one of this game. Ivanashvili is so great at it, and this is a problem where Switzerland in time, and I hope they can keep their place in the Rugby Europe Championship for the remaining time, because this year, the next one, they'll be in the competition. But you can see that as time goes by and you get more tired, they are losing their unity. Here they got completely alone, and even if she just had to Putin. But it was incredible how Becca Sagenhazi lost the ball in a physical contest. It's not a normal sight.
You see now? Okay.
How annoyed is he going to be?
Water out. I take the time
In
off.
the scale from 0 to Lelo level. He's going to try to do something to show that it was just a blip.
Time back on. Holding.
And yeah, you sense he's going to be trying to prove that for the next 43 minutes. It's not going to be a nice rewatch for him, is it? On whenever the review's done, Richard Cockrell is saying, "Look, Becker, captain of Georgia, when you go into contact, give me the ball back." But Switzerland getting one over the captain there.
Quick setup, please.
Irakli Kortadze. We haven't been down this part of the field for some time now. Can they be as slick as they were earlier in the half?
Pulling down, Black.
Penalty Georgia. Pulling down at the line out.
Yep, perfect.
Tedo Abshendadze, by the way, playing for his club earlier in the week, Aurillac, in France, so not available for selection. The forwards are going to try and end this first half with a Georgian hallmark, and they work their way towards the try line. Switzerland just slowing it down, but they can't stop it. The red wave washes over, and it's another score for Georgia. And they've been quiet for the past 10 minutes or so, but it's the old guttural roar of the pack which get the job done.
Jack, I told you they will not rest until they scored a maul drive try. They had scored one in the first half. Brilliant lineout. This is a Georgian lineout. Clean, perfect, quick, and then the maul drive.
15 seconds to kick.
Francisca, you're the type of man that enjoys watching that side of the game as much as you do the Aka Tabutsadze style of play, aren't you?
Of course, because it's a great challenge, and Switzerland for the better part of this first half wrestled well in the maul. It was just this one time, but Georgia now has scored tries from all types of all types and flavors, so they now feel it well, and let's see what the second half entails for us.
6 of those tries in all. 42 points to 0. The champions in champion form against the newly promoted Switzerland, who had their moments, they really did in this first half, but around those moments they were being blitzed by the Georgians, and the drums will bang in the second half, no doubt. We will be looking forward to that, but a real first half for this group of fans in Tbilisi to savour. Well, statistically, it was a perfect first half for Georgia, and Matt Carver as well, converting all 6 tries, some of them tricky himself, and scoring one as well. So Matt Carver leading the way. Welcome back, everybody, to Tbilisi, to the half-time at the Avchala Stadium, where Georgia are 6 tries to the good, up 42 points to 0 against the Rugby Europe Championship debutants, Switzerland. And Switzerland, Francisco, have had a hard 40 minutes, but not without moments where they've really impressed. And it's important, I think, to bear in mind that Switzerland have come into this championship knowing that the first 2 rounds are going to be the hardest 2 matches they play all season. And this first one, the hardest all year against Georgia. They're not looking to come out of this on top of the points tally. They're looking to come out of it with something to build on. Moments like we saw in the first half, where for 10 minutes they were camped in the half of the Georgians and almost scored. So a lot of positives for Switzerland.
Yeah, a lot of positives. Look, this is the start of a story, and normally you have obstacles and mountains and bobsleighs and everything to go through and to pass on, but it's the beginning of something. And I think for Switzerland there are glimpses of a team that likes to play different type of rugby, like quick rugby, try to play out wide, and that we are not expecting, like that story you wrote about the Jamaican team. It's not expected to try to play the ball at the back line or try to pick quick on unpredictable way. And I think in time we can have a big surprise coming out from Switzerland. I do hope so, because they're a team with a lot of heart and, for me especially, ambition, and that's something different.
That ambition gets another 40 minutes in Tbilisi in this opening round of the Rugby Europe Championship. Switzerland will be ignoring the scoreline. It's about creating passages of play against this formidable Georgian outfit, and also thwarting them in defence, limiting them where they can. Georgia will want to run through the gears and hit gear 6 by the end of the match. They're on their way there, aren't they? Really. Shalva Absaudi, debutant today on the left wing. Looks to be a lively player at international level as well, Absaudi. 21 years of age, Black Lion player. We've seen him in action for the Black Lion in the Challenge Cup 2 weeks ago against Edinburgh. He got 80 minutes, and that was enough for Richard Cockrell to say, I'm putting you in the test team.
Yeah, because they need a new generation on the wings. They have Akaki Tabtsatse right now, and they can add Niniashvili to it if they want, and put someone and as a fullback like Tsiskiridze, which is also a great generation talent. But they can't have to do forever on the wing. They have 360-year-old, so having Abtizar is a good way.
Afasidze brings in Kortadze, another man on his debut who's impressed for Georgia. This is Abuladze. Afasidze gets a very high tempo going for Kahoidze. This Georgian team, which in the Autumn Nations Series almost beat Italy. They were 17-6 up against the Italians before suffering a comeback, and the disappointment that came with that. And that would have been a serious statement to make, to see that one over. And what you've seen of them so far, Francisco, in the first half, are they managing to move their play on under Richard Cockrell?
Look, it's different. I think they've moved on, and they're progressing in some areas, but it's impossible to say it's a better team than the Georgian side that beat Wales on Cardiff, because that was maybe the pinnacle of what they did, or when they defeated Italy in Georgia. Those are the two pinnacles, and at the moment I think Richard Cockrell wants to get there. He lost against Italy last year. It was a very contested game until the end, and I think in time we're gonna have a big problem with Georgia, and in a world scale, because their goal is 2027. It's reaching the quarterfinals of the World Cup, because it was a goal from 2023 and they failed to get that. But for now, his mindset is Oh, there's something big happens
We're
just
checking
to
with the
close down.
TMO and gonna come back.
His mindset is to make the pack fiercer and quicker,
Seguro, Dani.
and also to give the back line a hint they have to be more, you know, more efficient at what they do. What happened? Oh. Yeah.
So we're looking at a deliberate knock-on, possibly, and whether this knock-on, which undoubtedly it is deemed deliberate or not, and what that might mean, yellow cards, or even possibly penalty tries. And that's the knock-on from the Swiss player's left arm, quite clear to see. Now, who's in behind? If there's no one behind defending the try line after that, this is going to be a penalty try. And from that camera angle, we're not seeing it. Let's listen here.
Hand is going inwards. It's just a knock-on for me. Would you agree, Eugenio?
Yeah, so with this camera angle, this is the best outcome. So yeah, I would agree.
So we remain with the scrum. Yeah, we remain with the scrum. Thank you, Eugenio.
Okay, no problem.
Feels like the right decision, Francisco.
It's fair, because it seems he was going for the tackle. It's not done, well, on purpose to block the ball, so it's a good decision. It was a good angle to watch it, but it's a Georgian scrum, so between a penalty or a Georgian scrum, I think it's the same thing.
There's 8 Georgian players there who are delighted that it's a Georgian scrum rather than a penalty. One for the forwards to take on rather than the backs. They had their fun in the maul towards the end of the first half, and they're right back up to their... Aprasidze takes it off. Matt Carver back inside to Tabutsadze. Heavy collision on Tabutsadze. Here's Zivanishvili. Impressive 40 minutes from the number 8 in the first half. Now the Georgians peel to the left. Forwards still being asked to do the bulk of the grunt work. Chachinidze. 5 meters away go Georgia. The captain Sanganadze.
No hands, 8. Thank you.
Aprasidze so quick to alight the ball, bringing in Japoridze. He's already crossed once the tight head today. This is the man on debut, Kotadze. Another pick and go. Surely this one will make the line. Switzerland somehow underneath this.
Time off.
It was on Abuladze,
Time off.
who's played for some of the best pick and go teams in Europe. Nick Abuladze,
Do you hear me? Okay.
at a club
Can you
level,
please check the grounding?
he knows his
Red?
way to the line.
For me, he's held up, no try, and field decision.
And if Switzerland have held this up, Francisco, what a defensive play to stop Abuladze from there.
It's a nice defensive effort from Switzerland. Great from them. But I do think Georgia could have got the ball out from the pick and go and try to go to the back line. Sometimes it's a bit too much going for another pick and go or short pass, short collision. Just go out wide. You have the numbers. You have the players. It's not here.
Yeah. Do them. Do the subs.
It's not clear. There's no clear evidence.
On field decision is no try.
Okay. At first glance, you can see it, Jack. Look, it's held up, but it's after it, there's this chance the ball just touches the ground, but I'm not sure.
There's some serious defensive work going on from Louis-Alexandre Chavanon, who wears 23 for Switzerland, as well as Cameron Holenstein in the 1 jersey.
Okay, so no try.
Incredible.
No try, held up.
It's 1 for Chavanon, it's 1 for Holenstein, it's 1 for the whole of Switzerland. Great defence. Georgia thwarted early on in the second half. From the back, Ivanishvili at speed, and he's taken down very well. Aprasidze. Papunashvili ducking and diving and cutting a very similar figure to Niniashvili. Georgia ride the hits coming at them. Now into the hands of Sanginadze.
Use it.
Matt Carver wants to pull some strings from further back. Good hands indeed from Abuladze. Here's Matt Carver again. Doesn't ship it out to the wing, instead tries to tread his way carefully forward. Aprasidze. Saginadze.
Away, Black.
They come onto the ball at such speed. Lovely hands from Kahoyidze. Knock on though.
Knock on.
And Switzerland again surviving. Good change of tempo and an injection of speed from Georgia, but still, the Swiss defence holds.
Guys, Mark is here.
Yeah, but good ideas from Georgia. This is what I want to see more. It didn't. It was a knock on in the end, but you see how quick they are with throwing the pass in the back line and playing with the forwards as well in the back line. It's more quick, it's more slick, and it slices open the defense. Switzerland is having amazing effort in this beginning of the second half. But if Georgia really wants to progress to that next level, and I know they want to, it's this. They have to become a team that is feared all over the pitch. It's not only when you play from the platform to the back line, it has to be sudden, unpredictable. And this was like that. That's why I really enjoy Akaki Tabutsatse and David Niniashvili, because they are unpredictable at every single moment, second. And it's what drives Georgia to try and get to a new standard of quality.
Same old quality from the front 5 indeed. That sends Switzerland backwards. They get the ball back, however.
Leave it. Thank you. Thank you.
Simon Perrault, the scrum half, with one of the most difficult jobs in world rugby this afternoon. Behind a Swiss pack who are being beaten in many different regards, the set piece by Georgia, but then away from that, they are holding their own. Aprasidze, Matt Carver. Half-backs combining nicely. Lovely lift over the top. Now there's a chance on the right-hand wing. Tabutsadze signs in for work. Aka Tabutsadze with career try number 42 at international level.
Thank you.
Great hands, and then just pace. So with this try, he's just 2 from reaching Jeff Wilson's All Blacks 44 tries. So he's almost there to get to the top 10. He needs 46 tries, so it's not far. I think in this Men's Rugby Europe Championship, he will reach that pinnacle. So close. And Jack just say the still leading international try scorer is Daisuke Ohata from Japan, 69 tries. But I think Tabutsatse, he's young, he can get there. It's not impossible.
Matt Carver continues his excellence from the tee. The fly half has not put a foot wrong today. 49 points to 0. Tabutsadze's account open for the Rugby Europe Championship this year.
Backwards, backwards.
Kurtadze.
And backwards again.
Aplasidze. So much speed in those legs, the number 9. Chips over, McCarthy takes it, Switzerland's Lynn drops it. Porsche doesn't take it cleanly, and they pile through again, Georgia. Turnover ball.
Go back, Johnson.
Matt Carver. He's put that in the most difficult position for McCarthy, who I think's had to take it out.
No quick rush. Number 3 and 7, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3 and 7, red. 1, 2, 3 and 7.
Bomb squad.
Okay.
Not many nations have a bomb squad to rival South Africa's, but Georgia, yeah, Georgia do.
Time off, time off. So he has to go off. White 2 off. Okay, so we are good. Black 2 sub. Number 2 sub.
So Irakli Kurtadze off the hooker there. We heard his name being called to the sidelines. A really fine 48 minutes of work on debut for the 27-year-old. No spring chicken, but he's put himself about today so well. Here comes Tabutsadze. This time passing it on to Kahoidze. Replacements into action straight away. Goginava. Kevesladze. Babunashvili. Goginava again. Handling is so sharp from Aplasidze and Matt Carver. Dangerous tackle from Switzerland. Advantage being played.
Number 6, Black.
Aplasidze just gets rid of it, and we'll come back for that penalty.
Yeah, no, it's a yellow card. 6. Captain. He's a lifting tackle, landing with the shoulder, or sorry, the back. So it's a yellow card, okay? Sorry.
And Switzerland's
Yellow card number 6.
homework gets harder now, significantly so.
Hold on, it's time off, time is off. Yeah.
Off for 10 minutes for a dangerous tackle.
Okay,
Jesse Jägerlina as well. He's been impressive, Jägerlina. But that was a tackle which was beyond the horizontal, and it was dangerous. And it just feels, Francisco, like an unnecessary penalty to give away here. He has all the time in the world to make this.
He didn't need to do this. Here comes another Muldraft.
Coming on quickly as well, picking and going, and fresh legs as Karkadze has. Wants to get over the line himself. Kefeladze, Tabutsadze. Tackling is good though from Louis Faraouni. Spandarashvili. Aplasidze, Karkadze. How many more blows do they need to land before the 5 points is realised? Kevesladze.
Go back, 10. New advantage.
Little dig through. They're forcing Switzerland to turn, and turning very well was Faraouni.
Captain, disadvantage, offside, advantage. Well, it's here or here. Who is captain now? Who is the captain?
Penalties are starting to pile up, and with the fresh, well, basically front row for front 5 for Georgia is going to be a very hard time. Or they're going to go quick.
Doginava's there, supporting Kakadze. And will they go to the backs, or will it still be the forwards? It will be. Desperate defence from Switzerland. They hold firm again. That's dinked down. Definitely done. And that was superb handling. The one-handed pickup. Didn't even need to get the engine going. Crafty from Luka Ivanishvili.
So there's going to be a turnover, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Crafty, as you said. Very crafty. I would like to watch it again, but well fought by Ivanishvili, because it's turnover. They're inside the try line, so there's no ruck line, so he can do that, and good lessons for Switzerland for the future.
Man, in a great run of form as well, Luka Ivanishvili.
Thank you. Time is off. Time is off.
Starting break for all four of the Black Lions. Challenge Cup matches, scoring in a couple of them as well. And now who's on the scene? David Niniashvili for Luka Matkava.
Okay.
The job doesn't get easier for Switzerland.
Well, Matkava is limping, so let's hope it's nothing serious. But I think Papunashvili is going to be a 10, and Niniashvili is going to play as a fullback.
Go back, go back. Use it.
We may well be treated to some Niniashvili counter-attacks with the type of space that's opening up here in Tbilisi. Aprasidze keeping their width well. Georgia off the floor. Aprasidze, he's going to turn Swiss players inside out if they let him. They've got to stay so organised and defensive. This is looped over. Tabutsadze puts it on the toe. Ball bounces away for himself and into touch.
Oh yeah.
First man.
Gela Aprasidze, Francisco, in this kind of form, reminds me of when he first shot on the scene at the under-20s, scoring that stunning 50-metre try against Ireland in around 2017. And the hair flowing in the wind, and he was giving Irish defenders all manner of problems that day. Sort of marked him out as a talent for the future. He's still only 27. And he really can cause defences problems, can't he?
He can. He's just so vicious when he has the ball in his hands, and I think there's not many wingers with his speed and skill set on the world.
Not many people with this kind of man's talent either. Niniashvili is going, and then he's playing up for Absauri. Would be a debut score for the winger, but he's not going to make it. Instead, it's Gela Aprasidze who scores. And for the first time, Swiss resistance looked meek.
11 black.
Niniashvili's pace doing a lot of this damage.
Danny, 11 black off.
Jack, it's a cheat code, and you can't put a cheat code. It's like Antoine Dupont. It's just a cheat code internationally. It's incredible how Niniashvili is so natural to him to just break the line and create something special.
10 black off.
I mean, this is sprinter speed off the mark.
Yeah, and he overcomplicated things in the end. It was a try, but they overcomplicated things. And then Just a quick pass. It's done.
Niniashvili picks up where Matt Carver left off with the points. 63-0 now for Georgia, and more than a quarter remaining in the match. Tbilisi once more.
It's 63 points with still 24 minutes to go, or we're going to have a lot of scrums and mauls and lineouts, and Georgia stops from scoring. Niniashvili is going to have a party.
And Switzerland can't get Jesse Jägerlina back quick enough from the yellow card. They are still at 14 men. Their blindside flanker there. Number 6, who's on debut today, who's covered a lot of ground, is required in all these defensive scrambles. Ball is with Switzerland. Fierce contest at the ruck every single time. Taken in by Folkley. He's kept the ball well. First man was a Georgian.
No, that's correct. Scrum for red. 13. She's there, yeah. Guys, mark here.
So a fine moment for number 23 now, Georgi Kaindrava, who's making his debut. Just 19 years of age. Plays for Bordeaux in the top 14, no less. A lot of excitement around his potential. And we've got 20 minutes or so to have a look at him. Aprosidze having an armchair ride today, the scrum half. There goes Niniashvili. Dinking this through. This is one again for Absaudi. He's going to collect. And on his first ever appearance for the national team, Shalva Absaudi crosses the whitewash. He's played so little domestic rugby for Black Lion this season, but what he has done was enough to book him a test start today. And he's threatened across all corners of the pitch. Finally, he gets one himself.
Insane skill from Niniashvili again. Look at this beautiful kick. Spot on. I think the match official is going to check if the wing, if Absaudi was on front of the kick. It's possible, but so good from Niniashvili.
He does it again, Niniashvili. So rarely gets used in this way as a substitute. So for it to be against Switzerland when the points tally is beyond 50 anyway, there are so many holes opening up for him.
Yeah, the skill set, he can kick to the poles, he can play as a fly half wing, even the center, I've seen him. It's just amazing, an amazing piece of player.
Good pass out of contact, taken on by Chachanidze. Lovely hands that time from Absaudi. And here is the other Absaudi, Shalva. No relation, by the way. No cousin, no brother. Just the same name, and he's still going.
Go back, thank you.
Lin infringing, but doesn't give a penalty away. Niniashvili gets it again. And they're turning Switzerland inside and out. And this man will do it again in steady offloads for a stroll over for Ilya Spanda-Ashvili off Tabut Sadze's run. And the points piling on now.
Okay, thank you.
Georgia is feeling so comfortable at the moment, and they're playing so well out wide. And Ilias Pandarashvili has an amazing story. He was one of the best at his age grade and had picked up a couple of big injuries. But then the Rugby Europe Super Cup came. He was one of the standouts for Black Line for so long, and now he's in the Pro D2 playing well for Valence Roman. And you see how big that competition and the Black Lion has been for Georgian Rugby, because it helped propel these players to a different level. And Ilias Pandarashvili is one of those examples. Also, the other try scorer today, Shalvat Saudi. So it's insane the depth at the moment in the Georgian national team.
And the kicks keep going over as well. Francisco there, maximising every single score.
Running into the landing of the ball.
Something though for Switzerland to stem the tide of this match. They can stay down here for a few minutes.
Let's play, please, Captain.
There was some indecision because at the moment Switzerland finds itself a bit lost in the pitch. I don't know if they go for the line out, for a scrum, or even taking the poles and getting 3 points to break that nil, which will be important for the team. And this is what Georgia does to another side. It starts to festering questions and doubts in yourself. They're so good at it, and that's why the levels are the menace they are.
Quazis, the new man on at hooker. It's Swiss ball into the centres. Knock on though. Niniashvili pinballs away. Loops it over to the left-hand side. Spandarashvili racing into space. Oh dear, well. The number 8, Spandarashvili, getting a little carried away perhaps. Switzerland have taken it quickly. Now, Georgia, this will play into their hands here. Up from fullback, Papunashvili. Tabutsadze now. Ivanishvili. Straight through the middle goes Goginava. Lovely slip pass, and Georgia racing home. Mikhail Alania, who gets so few opportunities to take centre stage, the scrum half. He's only been on the park for a matter of seconds, and he does shoot through the middle and get another score for Georgia. The third choice scrum half, making the most of his time in the spotlight.
My watch is 25.
Yeah, but still has as many tries as Galapatite and fewer caps. So it shows how different Mikhail Alania is as a scrum half for Georgia. He's more direct, he tries to play more with the pack, but when they get next to the try line, he normally tries to put the ball down. So it's a different type of scrum half for other type of game. And at the moment, Richard Cockrell is testing new things for the next 2 games, which are going to be the big blockbusters for Georgia to book their place on the World Cup. If they win next week against Netherlands, they're already in it, but they're already testing the waters to see what they can do.
And that seeding, Francisco, as well, so important when it comes to actually the World Cup itself. So to qualify as the top seed from Europe is what Georgia are after. Here they go again. At Saudi. Alania. Switzerland off the line well. But having to go to the well and dig so deep in these final 15 minutes of the match because Georgia want to run right. They're having so much fun in the early evening sun.
Use it.
Swiss ball.
No advantage. Okay, enough. What? Where?
And I just want to explain something, Francisco,
Okay,
that
so
you
it's offside.
alluded to earlier
Offside by
about
red-
how
by red
Switzerland
17. Offside, red
have a
17.
relationship with the film Cool Runnings, which,
17 red,
if you know the
offside.
film, then you know it's about the Jamaican bobsleigh team. It's a film that they've not just used for inspiration for their journey in the Rugby Europe Championship to this point. It's one that actually, it's much more than that. It's almost a guiding principle, because behind their participation here, they have ambitions to get to the Rugby World Cup in 2027. And they've adopted this film as something which
Numbers?
they want to
5.
say, well, look, this happens. This was a real story. Why can't it be us? The Jamaican bobsleigh team made it to the Olympics in 1988. Why can't the Swiss rugby team make it to the World Cup in 2027? And they have a chance to do that, no matter the result today, no matter the result next week. When it comes to the ranking places in this Rugby Europe Championship, Switzerland will have an opportunity, and that's what they're building towards, as improbable as it might sound. Now Tabutsadze hits the gas. Aka Tabutsadze taking on all comers and blowing every single opponent away. Tabutsadze strikes, and you know the rest.
Yeah, thanks.
And this is why you call him the Bullet.
Yeah. I can't tell.
Look at the speed. It's just incredible. For the ones that don't know Akaki Tabutsadze that well, or his origins, he started as a 7th player and moved to the 15s thanks to Levan Masashvili. And what an asset for them. Jack, he's just that quick. It's unreal how many times he just held the ball today, and every time it found Akaki Tabutsadze, something different happened. 2 tries assists, 3 line breaks, insane, right?
And we'd still say we haven't seen that much of him. It's just that every moment on the ball has been a telling one.
Yeah. 11 and 12, okay. Red or black?
Babunashvili, he's put in a good shift up front today. Part of this new front 5 that Richard Cockrell has brought into play. So much talent in the backs that Cockrell inherited from Levan Mayashvili's era, of course. Not short of personnel in that regard. Holenstein, the loose head into contact for Switzerland. And they're chancing their arm here. And just trying to keep the ball and enjoy themselves. Come away with something, maybe. Chavanon is knocked back. Lovely pass here. No support, though, for Arthur Dons. But they do keep it. And this is good shape. Pero onto Faraouni. Another player from the Lausanne-based team on the shores of Lac Le Mans. Good spot of space here, and very well placed indeed. Georgia from deep with Niniashvili. Straightening. Lovely run. Switzerland with enough of a road bump on Niniashvili to get back. These last 10 minutes are going to be lung-bursting. Lovely hands. Over the halfway line they go. Support in from Kaindrava, the man on debut. Lurking was Alania. Instead it's Jakavia. Chachinidze, good hands on to Shangiradze. It's over the line already, but it's over to you, Shalva Absaudi, for his seconds in his first international match. And Georgia encroaching in on 100.
I think it's already a contender for one of the best tries of the year. It's incredible, and well, now it's even Ashvili with the try assist. Jack, we have to have the discussion about the player of the match because it's difficult. I know who was for you, but Tabu Tsatsi and Ivanishvili were just amazing today. Gela Pratsici commanded the team with cunningness and a great skill set. But Tabu Tsatsi, every time he got the ball in his hands, was just like lethal. And that's what you want from a player in his position. Do you agree?
He doesn't stop, does he? And it's so impressive. But the points that Niniashvili and Matt Carver have added to this tally is what's brought Georgia to nearly 100 points. And almost certainly they're going to get there. But Francisco, I defer to your reading of the game as always, as you know. So yeah, it's a formidable performance. I agree.
So Jack, just let me tell something to the viewership at home. Georgia is just 2 points away from equaling the biggest win ever. Well, it's already the biggest win in margin, 96-0. The second win was 98-3 at April 2007. So just 2 points away.
And that record is going to tumble, surely, with these 8 minutes remaining. Switzerland, though, with determination to have a say in this. Some say, perhaps.
No 10 meters.
So just to confirm, Tabu Tsadze then, Francisco will be getting the gong for the player of the match for you. Is that right?
Look, Tabu Tsadze, every time he got the ball in his hands, just turned on something beautiful. Ivanishvili had 2 turnovers, 2 try assists, 2 tries, but Tabu Tsadze, it's just an overall danger. Wherever he get the ball, it's always dangerous. And for me tonight in Georgia, it was the player of the match.
No jumpers for the ball for Switzerland, so that opportunity disappears. Niniashvili doesn't get the ball there. Switzerland might have a chance here. Tabu Tsadze in defence. It's going to be a knock-on. Now Francisco for Switzerland, a late chance to have a say in this conversation. They went so close in the first half, where they were camped in Georgian territory for about 10 minutes. It didn't happen.
Closer, please. Closer, thank you.
In their debut Rugby Europe Championship match, this would mean a considerable amount to come away with something.
Yes, at the moment it's not playing well, it's belief. They have to believe they can do it. It's going to be against a very strong Georgia scrum.
There goes Swanson, gets the ball away nicely. Perot playing fly half now. Tabu Tsadze hacks it out. And Georgian ball. And just like that, the chance disappears. Tabu Tsadze has just been announced as the player of the match in the stadium. So Francisco, you're making a lot of people happy in Tbilisi right now, but really it's this man who's making a lot of people happy.
He's a fan favorite, and look, if you have someone in your national team that has already 43 tries scored, and it's just a try away from reaching the all-time top 10 try scorers, it's unique. it's a way for Jordan Raby to leave a mark forever in in Raby history. In 100 years' time, maybe Tabutsatsu will be number one, and you will forever. So yeah, that's why he's a crowd pleaser, and he's a stunning player for the Lelos.
Just one try away now from the legendary All Black Jeff Wilson. His tally of 44. He's looking, I'm sure, at adding to that this tournament, and the likes of Rory Underwood of England, one of the best to have ever donned the red rose. He's at 49 for his international career. As you've pointed out, though, Francisco, there's a top 10 ahead of him, so he's got to work on that a little bit. But he's on the par.
He's on the park, and he has a long time still to go. If you have the same career as Alexander Tudor, who played until 36, 37, so there's still lives a long time.
What a scrum. It just gets more and more impressive from Georgia. They're keeping their standards high.
No advantage penalty here. 3 going for you under much pressure. No 5 meters.
Offside from Switzerland.
It's a scrum and no 5 meters
to Switzerland, what a penalty to give away. If you're able to give an offside when you're 96 points to 0 down, you're obviously trying to get off the line and put in a tackle. And there's been no shortage of effort at all from Switzerland, nor energy dwindling. They've just been comprehensively outplayed. Spun along from Campbell Swanson. Georgia will go for this on the floor, and they'll take it. And this is Alania. And this is Pakaredze. Alania again, very deep to Niniashvili. Good step from Papunashvili. He straightens. Dashi Papunashvili taken down. 10 meters away go Georgia. And it is the ton. 100 points if this is given. Shvangiradze dived over.
On the tackle there was a knock-on. If not, for me, it's try until decision.
So still a match official going to watch it if there's a knock-on. But if there isn't, Georgia just broke their all-time biggest win record.
Question will be about whether that was a knock-on or whether it went backwards. Difficult to say from the angle.
If they could show the angle from real lifetime event, not this last two, the first one would be perfect, because it's the only possible way to see if the ball was knocked forward or went backwards. If from these two angles, if the decision is on the pitch is a try, okay, it's broken. Richard Cockrell has the record for the biggest win ever for Georgia.
We go into 3 figures. It's a staggering performance. From the tee, David Niniashvili converts again. We've got to pay a lot of credit here to the covering tackle, though, from Switzerland. On Papunashvili, that is a brilliant hit from Harry Stevens. And it almost stops Georgia in their tracks, but it does go backwards. The pick up from Niniashvili and the try from Shvangiradze. What is left for Georgia?
Knock on black, then knock on red. First knock on black, second knock on red.
Jack, for the sake of everyone in the Rugby Europe Championship, I hope Georgia doesn't have every match day a perfect like this one, because it was just a perfect performance from them. The first 10 minutes it was a bit scrambling. The lineouts were not that good, but after it, just everything clicked. It's just stunning and amazing to watch them play. When they are like this and play with the full team, not only with the pack or only with the backline, it's just wonderful to watch.
Reset. Guys, quick reset. Quick reset. Go a bit closer, please. Please stay clearly.
Switzerland's next match is against Spain at home before facing the Netherlands in the group final round. And they're aiming to be peaking for that Netherlands match and what happens beyond. So this is really a challenge they knew would be tough. Olivier Nier, their head coach, described facing Georgia in Tbilisi like facing Mount Fuji. That's the size of the challenge, and it has proved to be so in every single way.
So let's try. Jack.
They're going for number 16, Georgia. In a record-breaking day in Tbilisi. Biggest ever international win for Georgia. And they may still add to that yet. Ivanishvili slips the ball on. Lovely duck and turn from Kaindrava. He's on debut. This will be a perfect finish. Georgi Kaindrava, a teenager, rounds off the biggest victory in Georgia's history. And he points the way for the next generation. This Georgian team in a form of transition, but the direct running of rugby that they are known for. In and out, away, and then the speed. There for all to see.
Georgi Kaindrava is, you see, what was talking about depth. This is what Georgia has, and I think it's important to tell something. Is it's a big defeat for Switzerland, but Georgia showed the utmost respect until the last minute for them. They went all guns in.
Practically perfect in every single way. Georgia beat Switzerland by 110 points to 0. The Swiss on their debut in the Rugby Europe Championship against the 16-time champions. And given the respective weights of these two rugby nations, it isn't a surprise to see the scoreline so one way. It is, however, a surprise to see it just how many points Georgia put on. They were ruthless, they were respectful of Switzerland, and they kept their foot on the pedal all the way. We've never seen Georgia like this before. 110 points to 0. And Francisco, to look at this from the Georgian perspective, the points mean a lot, but they won't come next weekend, will they? What types of areas are the likes of Spain going to have to do if they're to have a chance in this group stage to challenge them?
What do you say about your first match in this division?
It's an experience. It's a sign of where we need to get to. And yeah, it's a learning. There's still a lot to do. We knew it was going to be tough. Georgia, the first game in the championship is always tough for anyone, but for us coming up from the lower league, it just shows where we need to get to. So it's a great learning, and we take a lot away. It's great for the rest of the championship. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Tim Folkley putting the right spin on things, because it is just a number, and they've learnt a lot today.
What positive points can you take from today's match to which you will use for the next match?
The proudness of the players. We try to play during 80 minutes. We pay 110 points to learn this level of rugby, but never we stop to play. So I'm very proud of the player and very proud of the spirit of the Swiss team.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Swiss fans who travelled here to Tbilisi waving their flag, and it is a great moment in Swiss rugby as well, to make their first match
congratulations on today's victory
against Georgia despite the score.
Record-breaking victory for Georgia. How do you feel after the game?
I proud my team, I proud my boys, and we send the message to the other teams. We come to here to beat everyone and win this championship and go through for the World Cup to 2027.
And few words about the next game against Netherlands. How are you going to prepare for that?
Netherlands is a better team than this one, and we change something. We work for our mistakes, and we will be better for the next game.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Netherlands next up, Spain after that, but you would expect the contests really to come in that Spanish encounter, maybe in the knockout matches after that with the likes of Portugal, Romania. But when Georgia are in this move, Francisco, it's always, of course, hard to bet against them, having been the champions for the last 7 years.
Yeah, it's practically impossible to bet against them. It's unwise to bet against them. Sometimes there were like very close contests, like Portugal in 2022 was a draw, but after that, Georgia simply has been clicking then on and before. And look, if you heard Niniashvili's words, they are already thinking about the next Men's Rugby World Cup, because I think the last one left a sour taste in their mouths after how it concluded. They wanted much more, and after winning Italy and Wales, they wanted more, and they are here to taking it. So this is why it's important, or has been important, for Richard Cockrell, and I would like to hear his words after this game, to build a team with so much depth that's impossible for you to say, okay, Georgia is missing Niniashvili, or is missing Beka Gorgadze, or is missing Irakli Abtsauri. They want players as good as each other in a team of 40 or 50 athletes. So this is what Georgia is targeting, and I think they are slowly building towards that objective.
And such a nice way for the fans to witness that match, with Georgi Kaindrava going over towards the end. And he looks a good player. I mean, we saw one run of his in all, but nonetheless, that type of performance. Let's hear from Richard Cockrell.
With the greatest margin they have ever got. How do you feel after the game?
Oh, happy with the result, obviously. Look, I thought we were ruthless. We were accurate, and we scored some great tries. I'd just like to thank Switzerland, because look, these games are tough. They're a developing team, so I want to say thanks to them and well done to them, because this is obviously very difficult for them. But for us, we're developing our game, and I thought we saw that today. And great result, and it makes it hard for other teams, because we want to be at home for all our semis and finals, and points difference and tries is important. So, but we should win these games. We should win these games by these margins. So we now need to concentrate and make sure we beat the Netherlands next week and continue building this team.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Madluba.
And Francisco, an important point from Richard Cockrell about Switzerland and about congratulating them, because they stuck at the task They really did, and caused some problems for Georgia.
Yeah, it's it's not easy when the draw gives you Georgia in the first game. So this is what happened, but they played with their heart, and proud for them.